It's April with Valley Varieties. I would like to introduce my guest, Camille Sanders.
Hi.
Hi, very
Nice
nice
to meet you.
meet you.
Yeah.
And you are with Chic
Romance.
okay.
Travel.
And so you get to help people with their honeymoon travels and
Right.
international travels.
Exactly.
And you get to put together packages for them.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and tell me a little bit about what you get to do.
Sure. I've been doing travel for over 30 years, and I basically customize packages to what couples or families want to do. So we're not a cookie cutter travel agency. We actually listen to what couples want to see, families want to see, do, and then incorporate that into a package trip for them to go on.
That's really exciting. And so you said that they get to specifically see what it is that they want to see, and they won't get stuck on a bus, or they won't get stuck somewhere that they don't want to be.
Right.
You're going to make sure that they get where they want to be and get to see what they want to see without any extras. They're going to specifically get where they want to go.
Right, exactly.
You customize that
We
for them.
customize that. So if they want to go see dolphins or a cooking class in Italy, I can actually customize that. Or want to go to the Vatican, but they want to get in before everybody else does.
Right.
So yeah, we can make it very personable and customized to what they want to see and do. So they're really creating the memories that they want to see and not forced to have to see.
That's
So,
great. And so
yeah.
how have you been working with people right now because of everything that's going on?
Actually, we're booking clear out to 2021 and 2022 already.
That's
so,
great.
Which is great because it also works great for a budget. You put down a deposit and then you can pay so much a month, or wait and have it paid out 60 days prior. Plus, we have travel insurance that also has what we call CFAR, which is cancel for any reason. So there's not a big risk if you have to cancel, and you're still protecting your travel plans.
Did
Yep.
you say that they can make payments?
Yes, they can make payments.
Oh my
And have
goodness.
it paid off. With most destinations paid off 60 days before travel. So if they're booking a year and a half out, then it makes it super easy on the budget.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's
Yep.
amazing.
It's great. And there's no additional cost, no extra interest added. Nope.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea.
Right. So everybody should be traveling.
Everybody should be traveling.
Right.
And so you also said that they can get in to a place without getting into a group. So they can specifically get into a place. And you said that they can get into a historic place.
Yes.
Where they want to see.
Yep, a lot of the historical places have cut down on some of having so many people in because of the situation
Right.
and stuff. So there's also even where you can get private tours, where on some of the excursions and tours they'll even do private tours. So it's just you and your family or group of people you're traveling with.
Wow.
So which makes it really nice.
So if I wanted to go to Europe
Mm-hmm.
and I had a problem, how would you take care of me?
We're basically with you every step of the way. So we'll help you plan, give you advice, and then once you take off and fly, we're still there. So in the event you would just call us, we can help, advocate for you, help, get things fixed while you're still off enjoying your vacation. We're still on the phone, trying to work the problem if there was an issue that arose. And then we're with you until you get home. So
That's great.
we just
Okay.
don't book you and leave you. We're with you the whole time.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
great. So it wouldn't be like if I was on my own and I got stuck somewhere.
And then you're trying to figure out what to do in a foreign country that you might or might not speak the language. So
Oh my
it makes
gosh.
it really, really tough. Yeah.
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 So what is some of the funnest trips you've gotten to plan?
There's being in the industry for 30 years, there's been
You've
a
been
lot
some
of
lot-
lot of plans. And I've actually traveled quite a few times myself a year.
Oh.
So I know firsthand knowledge of where to go, what to see, what to stay away from, so
Okay.
versus, Googling it or whatever, because not everything on the internet is true.
Oh, that's for sure. Okay.
Right.
So what trip that you've gone on has stood out the most in your mind?
Couple of them. One of them is Italy. My sister and I was actually 5 months pregnant
Oh my gosh.
With my second child. My sister and I ended up doing a trip in Italy. We flew into Venice and went down to went clear down from Venice to Rome and just mingled with with the culture, and it was fun. We had a really good time. We were with a small group, which was kind of nice because it was a first trip to Italy for my sister. So she kind of wanted that security of, being with local. We had a local guide, and there was like 10 of us on the trip. So we were able to still have that local connection and kind of get, really see the off the beaten track type. But then we had plenty of free time to go do our own thing. We made a stop in Assisi. And through there, that area is beautiful wine country. We did a wine tasting, and he ended up pulling out some private reserve stuff.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing. And then we stayed extra nights in Rome. And then flew home. And then another trip I did was New Zealand. New Zealand is incredible. It's beautiful country.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, we did
heard
North and
is.
South Island. Yep.
Wow.
So
is it really green there?
It is. It is.
Okay.
And
the pictures that I've seen, it's really green.
Yes, and there's more sheep than there are people there. So, yes.
If you need a wool coat.
That's right. Or some lamb chops. Yeah.
Some lamb chops. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
And so you have, you get to book wedding parties.
Yes, I do destination weddings. I've been doing that over 15 years. But take care of the bride and groom, facilitate the wedding day in a foreign country, and then take care of all the guest travel.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I've done anywhere from just the bride and groom to over 250 guests going to a wedding.
Oh, my
gosh. But the
gosh.
bride and groom actually save money in the long run by doing a destination wedding versus getting married here in the States. Especially on average, a wedding usually is like $36,000 is pretty average, depending on obviously the city you're getting married. And going international, most of the time, a destination wedding for the couple is like $10,000 to $15,000.
That's amazing.
So they can save a lot of money.
Save a lot of money, and they get to be in a beautiful place, and
Right,
with their
with
family.
Yeah,
and
people that they want there most of the
People
time,
that they
because you know how
want.
guest lists normally happen.
Well, and
if somebody wants to go, and you're like, "And you're who?"
Yeah,
right.
they want to specifically be there. They're
Right.
going to pay to be there.
Yes, exactly, and it's a
That's
vacation
great.
together, and just the experience.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so amazing. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, they come back, and then a lot of times I'll have even first and second anniversaries where, like the wedding party, the small group of them will want to go back and have a good time and just enjoy, celebrate.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so with the wedding party, do a lot of them stay extra time? They're not just going to go over there for one night.
No, most of them will stay a minimum of 3 nights. 3 to 5 is pretty average, unless they're going to stay on for vacationing themselves.
Yeah,
and
because
just
I wouldn't want to just go over there for a couple days.
No.
I'd want to stay.
Stay,
I
yep.
mean, leave the bride and groom alone.
Of
but
course,
I'd want to
yeah.
stay.
Yeah, and sometimes the bride and groom will even switch hotel or switch resorts.
I would.
And then the guest would just keep on,
Yeah.
staying and partying and having a good time.
Yeah, I would. I'd go hide. I wouldn't want to keep running into my guests.
Right. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So
And so, what other services do you offer?
family travel. So whether they're going to Hawaii or wanting to take off to go to Mexico or Jamaica, there's some great places.
That's great.
All inclusive. A lot of people don't know with all inclusive, it normally includes all your meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, your activities, your drinks, including alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, in the long run, guests, clients save by doing an all-inclusive versus doing what we call a European style or a EP hotel, where it's just tax and hotel, but you're paying for everything else. And some people think, oh, I can do it cheaper by doing it that way. And in the long run, it's not, because you're paying top price for the restaurants, food, drinks, things, and that adds up really quickly.
How do you do that? How do you do all inclusive? That's incredible.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of resorts that we work with that offer all inclusive packages.
Wow.
So once you get over there, you pretty much just put away your wallet unless you're going off to do activities or, shopping, things like that.
Right.
But yeah, no,
That's
it's
so
great.
fun.
It's amazing because then you really have an idea of what your budget is and,
Yes.
you don't have to spend over or be worried about it or, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. And so do you do travel within the United States?
Just Hawaii. I only do Hawaii. Most of my specialties are Mexico, Caribbean, Europe, South Pacific.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Okay.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what is your most popular?
Popular, the biggest, Mexico has been the most popular, followed by the Caribbean. And a lot of it is because of the all-inclusive. When they, they realize an all-inclusive, for a couple on average, $1,200 to $1,500 per person, with flights from our area or driving to LA or something versus, the same type of a package flying to Hawaii, for instance, but doesn't include food. And
Okay.
if it's not grown on Hawaii, it's expensive because it has to be shipped in and
Right.
ported and things like that. So, when they start realizing what they can get in certain area destinations,
Okay.
it.
So when they do the family vacations, do they usually take their kids too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I do a lot. In fact, my husband and I are taking our son. Our daughter has to stay home and work, but
Okay.
she just graduated. But but the three of us are going to Puerto Vallarta and Mexico, and so we're going to be gone for a week, 7th of July,
Okay.
and so we're looking forward to it. It's fun. That part of Mexico is my favorite.
Okay.
It's big contrast between water and mountains and jungle,
Okay.
which I love. It's beautiful.
Very
Great place.
nice.
Places even to surf there if you're into surfing. But
Okay.
yeah,
So is the water kind of warmer? over
it's
there?
warmer. It's Pacific, so it's
Okay.
the dark blue water like we
Yes.
have. But yeah, it has a tendency to be a little warmer,
Okay.
than sometimes
Ice
here. California coast. The further north you go, the colder it gets.
I touch
and
it
gets-
and I'm all,
yeah,
forget this.
It's cold. Yeah.
Yeah, forget this. I'm not
Right.
going in there. And so when you book the family ones, do sometimes you end up with grown children and then
Oh, yeah.
grandchildren and
Definitely multi-generational
Aw,
family trips, which
how
are great
fun.
because then you see just all these generations of kids and grandkids and parents and just really enjoying their
Mom.
time together.
Mom, are you listening?
I'll give her my business card.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can make payments.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
That's great. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, how fun.
Yeah,
And so when they do that, do a lot of them make payments on that? And
They do.
They do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
great. How fun.
Yeah. No,
Oh
it's
my
great.
gosh. And so
Yeah.
do you have anything else that you do?
Just using a travel agent, the myth we were
Yes.
briefly talking
Yes.
about before we got started. The myth of a travel agent or agency is going to cost me so much more money, and it's not. The time, like a honeymoon, to give you an example, a honeymoon alone, just getting started before anything is even booked, a lot of times there's at least 40 hours of work put into it.
Wow.
And most people don't have time to, look for all that. And we do this every day,
Right.
day in and day out. So we know the specials that are happening, things that are going on. And a lot of times, if you book on your own and don't use a travel agency, you are missing out on things that we're aware of that you can get that you're not getting because you're not booking through a travel agent.
Things that you wouldn't even think about.
Or know about.
Know about.
Yeah, I've
Oh
had
my
situations
gosh.
where, like for a destination wedding or a group thing where they think that they can get it on their own, they book it off, some .com out there and then get to the airport and realize transfers from the airport to the resort weren't included.
Oh.
And then they're stuck paying a huge taxi bill to try to, and they're in a foreign destination trying to not knowing the language most of the time. So, there's so many advantages of using a travel agent, saving time and being with you the whole way. If something does arise on your trip, we can advocate for you and help you. get the problem taken care of while you're, have a margarita next to the pool and just still enjoying your vacation instead of trying to figure out who to call while you're in an international destination to try to figure out,
spending a lot of extra
time and money trying to figure out, situations.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're like the safety net. You get to take care of everybody.
On top of the, expertise, 30 years of experience. And I used to work for the airline for a few years. So I know that side of it, to travel agency, travel, multiple times a year myself, so a lot of experience, on top of that. So I can help guide.
Sounds like
guide clients. Yes, I am an expert.
Yes.
Yes.
That's great to have you
on top
on
of tons of training and different things, that we go through every year to stay current on what we do.
Very nice. Okay, and so your contact information is on the bottom of the screen, but would you like to share that out?
Sure. They can find me pretty much anywhere on social media. So LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over social media, YouTube. Central Valley Talk. I'm on there a few times. But telephone number 800-432-1752. Or you can email me at Camille@chicromancetravel.com. And my website is chicromancetravel.com.
Very nice. And so did we have any pictures we were going to share?
I think they have been sharing them as we've been chatting.
Okay.
So.
Was there anything else you'd like to share today?
No, I'm good unless you have any other questions.
I think that we're good. And so I'm excited to have had you on my show.
Yes,
and
thank you.
I'd love to have you back.
I would love to come back.
That's
Definitely.
awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, April.
Okay, that's all we have for this evening. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
I think it's time to get out of my everyday life. Let's run away, very far away. Let's stop the time and enjoy this life. Can we go somewhere new, some special place I've never been? I'd like to do something crazy. We should try to run away. It's been so long since I've been myself. I tend to forget so fast how to live excitingly. Let's run away, very far away. Let's stop the time and enjoy this life. Let's run away, very far away. Let's stop the time and enjoy this life. Let's run away, very far away. Let's stop the time and enjoy this life.
Ghost Golf is Fresno's most spectacular family entertainment center. It's frightening how much fun you'll have on our 18-hole indoor haunted graveyard course. Skeletons welcome you, but watch out. All sorts of creatures may come to life. Ghost Golf is perfect for scary good parties, so book yours today. You'll get free plays at the Mummy Shooting Gallery, arcades, and air hockey. Check out our party and weekday specials online and like us on Facebook. Come play at family-friendly Ghost Golf. Yeah! Good times will haunt you.
For all your real estate needs, call Juliet Tadich with Clovis First, 559-323-2213, or visit clovisfirst.com. That's CLOVIS, the numeral 1, ST.com. Whether you're looking to buy a home or sell a home, get a loan, or whatever the case may be, called Julia Tadich.
The Saga of Bridget and Amanda by Carol Love Forbes brings to life the struggles of historical women in early America. Find the Saga of Bridget and Amanda on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and order your copy today.
At Laulea Travels, we strive to make your vacation experience as relaxing as possible. From the time you start dreaming about it to the time you're sharing your vacation photos with your friends and coworkers. Our vow is to treat your vacation as if it were our own. If personal service, attention to detail, and years of travel experience are important to you, then let Laulea Travels plan your next dream vacation. Visit lauleatravels.com or call 559-360-1933.
A dynamic litigator, in-tune listener, and forward thinker with almost a decade of experience, Nasser Nekumanish is a skilled attorney servicing clients throughout the Central Valley.
Valley Varieties. I'm your host, April Davidson, and tonight I have Barbara Gilbert. She's an author. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
So, how are you? How would you like to introduce yourself tonight?
Well, as you've already said, my name's Barbara Gilbert. I live in Maryland on the Eastern Shore. I'm a Air Force veteran. Spent 7 years in the Air Force. Also have 2 boys, and they're both in the Air Force right now. So, kind of all by myself, pretty much, except for my husband and my dogs. But other than that, I don't know what else to say at the moment.
Okay, so you're working on your 3rd book, is it?
I will be soon taking a small break, which is a good thing considering I haven't had any time with all the advertising and everything going on with book 2 and the audiobook for book 1.
Okay, and that's right, your audiobook. So tell us about that.
Yes, that I had hoped would come out a lot sooner, but COVID-19 kind of threw a wrench in the process. But we managed to get, my narrator managed to get it done, and the editing and everything. And I was really surprised as we submitted it or approved it on our end on May 26th, and Audible usually lately has been taking a lot longer, but for some reason they approved it really fast, and it came out live yesterday, and in just one day it's already hit #1 new release.
That is great. And so what would you like to tell us about that book?
Well, Future Apocalypse Beginnings, which is book 1, is where Paulette, the main character, she's a brilliant, well, she's not a scientist, but she's a brilliant female who loves the sciences and has always wanted to invent time travel. In her efforts to do so, of course, as everybody knows, we all need money for our projects. She created a bionics company to help veterans by replacing their missing limbs with bionic ones so they could function normally. And then had enough money, put it all together for the time travel stuff, tested everything, and decided to go 250 years into the future so she could learn new and exciting things about technology and science. And when she got there, she found that Seattle was underwater and destroyed.
Okay.
And she turned and ran back to her time pod to go back and found out that for some reason there was an error and she was stuck in the apocalypse.
Oh
And
my
find
gosh.
people to help her. So that is now an audiobook with plenty of, Southern accents for people that have the Southern accents, and, the other accents for the Pacific Northwest, and yeah, it's really going to be cool.
That sounds like a really good read.
Yes,
I bet you really enjoyed writing that.
I did.
How long did it take you?
I started it November 2018 during NaNoWriMo, which is the National Writers Month contest each November, and managed to get the 50,000 words, and I thought, wow, gee, I made the 50,000, I won, but nobody's going to know about it. Why not publish it?
So you won?
Yeah, I won NaNoWriMo.
Wow.
Which, you have to get 50,000 words. Of course, I had a gap in the middle because I got even impatient. The little line time travel stuff. So I had to fill in paragraphs in the middle. Then I ended up adding some more paragraphs at the end and changing the ending. And then I added a dog in the story, so I had to change the stuff in the beginning. And by the time I was thinking that I knew I'd never get the story completely finished, so I decided to split it into 3, which is how it became a 3-book series.
Very good.
You know, being a disabled veteran, I knew I couldn't do it, and if I didn't get it published, I never would.
Right.
So I wrapped it up with a great cliffhanger. I got that great idea by another author, Boyd Craven, who's really good at leaving it on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
And so I did that, and then I was trying to do my own cover, didn't like it, and having already being members of some author groups, you know, I started putting fillers out, and one of my author friends, Boyd Craven, sent me to a guy in the Philippines that does great covers.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, and very, you know, not too expensive. And then another author friend sent me to an editor, and it was like she was right in my head, so it was a perfect match. And so by the time I got done, it was the end of August 2019 when I hit the publish button.
Oh, how exciting. So you had a good group of a little team there.
Yes, I do. And one of my author friends, believe it or not, he read my manuscript. He's a really famous author for the Travelers series. He's Tom Abrams. And apparently he kind of is like the little birdie on my shoulder that kind of keeps an eye on things, because he's like, hey, I saw you got messaged by so-and-so, and you better check them out. Oh, and by the way, you just got #1 new release on the audiobook #1.
Oh, that's so great.
Out yet, you know?
Right.
So, you know, but he read my manuscript, and he was for book 1 and helped me with learning to. He told me I needed to show more, tell less. You know, show that somebody's sad instead of telling you they're sad. So I did a lot of research online trying to figure out how to do that, and I'm still learning. And I feel so much better having found out that he still, you know, struggles with that. So it's nice to know that all authors, you know, still work really hard to do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so what inspired you to start writing?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I wasn't that good at writing in school, but I think most of that was just because you were required to write. I've always been very imaginative. As a kid, always came up with stories in my head. I just never really wrote them down, or if I did, I just didn't take the time to really polish it up. I've written a couple of other things, poems, never published. Started writing another book back in 2006, never published it. Then kind of gave up for a while, and then my kids, of course, came along, and I was taking care of my mother in Washington State, and they were required, guess what, to write for NaNoWriMo.
Mm-hmm.
Now me, as much as I didn't like writing, hated math worse, and writing, all they had to do was write. They had to do nothing else, no science, no math. So I decided, well, Mom will try and give them some incentive. I'll write with them.
Very nice.
So I'm even writing on a tablet while I'm taking care of my mother, you know, and just tap, 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 tap. And, you know, when it was all over, I had 10,000 words.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and that's with taking care of a mother with no hip or, you know, and hip infections, and, you know, she had all kinds of stuff going on. And I ended up with the highest words.
That's amazing.
Now that story, I needed a free giveaway, you know. I was learning all these things as becoming a new author. And so I wrapped it up and made it a short story. And it's free on my website.
Okay.
Called Europe Reckoning. But on top of that, the next year I wrote again, got 5,000 words, didn't make it. And I thought, you know what, my oldest just graduated or will be graduating. I'm done with this for now. And focused more on my photography. But I was getting all the emails and the Facebook posts. And in 2018, I thought, well, the rules changed. Now maybe I should go back and finish the first story I started writing. And I printed it out and I read it on a bus trip to a photography conference in New York. And I put it away and said, nah, I'm going to do something else. And then just started dreaming up a new story. And that's where I came up with Future Apocalypse.
Yes. Okay, and so how long have you been writing then?
Officially since November 2018.
Okay, and so, but you've been doing this like you've been coming up with creative stuff for a very long time though. You
Right.
just started in November though of 2018.
Right. It just took me until I was, old and retired. to start
Retired, yeah, it makes a big difference. It really does. You have a little bit more time on your hands, and
Yes.
so when you plan on releasing your new book, you're working on it right now, or you plan on working
book
on it?
2?
Are you going to put that one on audiobook too?
Yes, it's already in the works.
Okay.
It probably won't be out till fall. At least that's my hopes, as long as nothing else, virus-wise goes wrong. But book 2 did just release.
Okay. Okay.
May 31st. In fact, today is the last day to get the ebook for 99 cents.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's
Then
a great.
it goes up to $1.99 for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it'll continue going up $1 every 2 weeks until it hits $3.99, which is its retail price.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's great to know.
and book 3, if I'm lucky and I can get it done, I'm hoping to have it out before Christmas.
Very good.
That's the target. But so far, honestly, I've missed all my targets.
It doesn't hurt to push back a little bit.
But it does help to have a target, though, so you
Oh,
can
definitely.
so you can stay focused.
Yes, that is correct.
Part of the reason I missed my target on book 2, I had a beta reader that I picked up off of a Pro Writing Aids website, and he turned out to be almost like a hidden line editor. And I said, he goes, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I'm like, oh, go ahead. You're not hurting my feelings. Go ahead, keep doing it. And it took him 6 weeks, but he went through the whole book.
Oh, wow.
Line by line, made suggestions, and I re-edited the whole thing, sent it back to my beta readers, other than him, because he was just done with it, and to read the new version of book 2, and then back to my editor. So, and I told all my fans, I'd rather get the book out and have it a good quality versus, and compared to what it was before I revamped it, it's definitely better. And another person that just recently read it said, actually gave me 5 stars and said, this is better than book 1. So that's good.
Very good. That's awesome. And so is all your contact information on the bottom of the screen, or do you have the contact information you'd like to give to people?
I gave you all my contact information, websites, email address, Facebook page. If you still need that, I can certainly supply it.
Yes. How can people get a hold of you is what I want to know.
Okay. Well, the easiest way to get a hold of me, especially if you want to message me or just check out my books without having to go to Amazon first, you can go to my website at bjgilbert815.wixsite.com/SYFY author. And of course, you can find me pretty easily on Facebook by just typing author Barbara Gilbert in your search bar.
Okay.
And you should be able to find me there. And of course, you can find me on Amazon by just typing Future Apocalypse.
Okay.
And then you're bound to find one of these covers and be able to easily find it.
Very beautiful. I love those covers.
Oh, and I did forget, I am on Goodreads and BookBuzz.
Okay. Isn't that so exciting to be on Amazon?
Yes, it is, because I don't think I could have handled it if I were trying to do it the traditional way.
Yes. I just would be so excited to have something on Amazon.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share today?
I can't think of anything else right now. We talked about my audiobook. Book 3.
Yes.
I told you it would be out by the end of, hopefully before Christmas.
Okay.
The title is Future Apocalypse Homeward Bound.
Okay.
but it's going to have a lot of twists and turns in it. And, you know, it implies that she gets home,
Okay.
but there's always a but in there. So, but she's going to have a lot of time travel adventures. Not that she really wants to have them at this point, but, you know, she's going to end up going on some adventures and proving some of her theories were correct.
Wow.
So,
Okay. That's
yeah.
exciting. Okay. Well, Barbara, I look forward to having you again.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. And so we will talk to you soon, I hope.
Yes.
Okay. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
We're going to go to a commercial. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm April Davidson, your host, and today I have Doc Lewis.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing
So
great.
good to
How are
meet you.
What do you have to share with us today?
Well, you know what,
Who
man?
Are you?
I am Doc Lewis, motivational speaker, 2-time Grammy nominee, Black Essence Worldwide Award winner, and I just got nominated for Spin Awards, which will be in Atlanta in October for, I think, Radio Personality of the Year and Radio Host of the Year, 2020.
That's a mouthful. I don't think I could have said all that.
Well, you know, it's so great to be here. Let me say thank you so much for having me here. With everything that's going on, this is my first public interview.
Oh, well, thank you so much for making it. I know we've been trying to coordinate this for quite
Yes,
some time now.
yes. It's always good to keep your word and say, hey, I will be there. I want to thank the Central Valley Talk, you know, for having me here. Their whole staff is phenomenal. And it's great because when you have something to say, this is the place you want to come and say it at.
It sure is. It sure is. Yes.
Yeah.
And so we've been corresponding for quite some time, and so we've kind of gotten to know each other. And
Yes.
So we've shared a lot of different stories. Is
Oh,
there
yes.
anything particular you want to share today?
Oh, you know what? I am so grateful because, you know, as an author, my book is called Let Me Tell You My Story, and we are working on a brand new book.
Oh.
I can't say the title,
Okay.
but I tell you what, we're working on a brand new book, and I'm going to tell you, you're not going to want to put this book down because it's going to capture your mind, it's going to capture your thoughts, it's going to capture your whole being, and that's what we do. Doc Lewis, who that don't know me, Doc Lewis Foundation, Doc Lewis Facebook Live, Doc Lewis Radio, KFSR 90.7 FM, that we do the radio show there. And we're so honored that I get a chance and I get to go around the world to speak internationally and speak here in the country. We also deal with FCA, which is Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We talk to elementary schools, we talk to high schools, we talk to colleges, and we do that on a level to change kids' minds because people that don't know, my brain was dead 9 hours. Only weighed 8 ounces at birth, born 5 months, and here I am today.
That's right. You kind of told me that story. That's pretty amazing.
Yes.
So you were born at 5 months.
5 months, 4 months premature.
That's right.
Yes.
4 months premature. And look at you now.
Yes, it's amazing because in 2008, right before, I would say in May, May the 1st,
Okay.
I got a phone call from a very, very important lady
Okay.
in the world. And she began to reveal some things to me
Okay.
and begin to say, hey, you're like this, you're born like this, you're going to travel around the world, you're going to go to places that nobody is not going to believe. You're going to eat dinner with presidents, and you're going to eat dinner with first ladies, and you're going to meet first ladies, and all of that, and you're going to meet sports figures, you're going to meet movie stars, you're going to be right in the thick of it. And a day later, she passed away. And it was my lovely mother who told me that, 2008. And so now, she said, you got a foundation. We're credible, Doc Lewis Foundation. She said all of these things.
She said all those things.
And
look at you.
it's happening right before my eyes. I've been to Australia. I've been to Abu Dhabi. I've been to around the world, singing, speaking, and telling young kids and adults alike with special needs that they can have a handicap, and still be successful.
That's right.
You can have that.
Yes,
And I'm here as a voice
that's right.
to let them know that.
Exactly. And so what do you have right here?
Oh, this magazine, it's a great magazine. It's called Minister's Voice. And they have my top 20 in it from the radio station. And they have my story in it. This is a great publication that you need to get because, you know, you might be in it. Or you might be in it. But it's a great publication. They have events all over California, all over the valley. And Mr. James Johnson, you can reach him at Minister's Voice, AOL.com. And he'll be able to get you one of these magazines right here because this is a great publication. It has everybody in ministerial allowance. It has everybody that's doing something and has a purpose. If you have that job that you just got and you want to talk about it in the magazine, or if you got a miracle story like mine, or you're a musician, he'll have you in this, he'll have you right here in the Minister's Voice.
That's great. I would love to get a copy of that magazine.
Sure. We'll make that available to you.
Sounds great. I
Yes.
would love one. And so you work with special needs, you said?
Yes, the Special Olympics International. This is how. This is the story. I got involved with them many years ago, and let me go way back into the '60s.
Okay.
Late '60s. Late '60s. I used to play in the late '60s, late '70s, early '70s, late '70s. I used to play basketball. I was on the basketball team, Special Olympics. Had no clue, no idea that I would be sitting right here today. And so getting involved in that, I said once I can talk, once I can be able to walk, I'm going to give back to the Special Olympics. So we get to go around the world. We get to talk to athletes, special athletes, all over the world. And these kids not only can play basketball, they play tennis, they play baseball, they play football, they do it all. Racquetball, badminton, they do it all. And I'm going to tell you who be at these events. Former First Lady, Maria Shriver.
Yes.
Former NBA star, Sam Perkins.
Okay.
Former NBA champion, Gary Payton. Jim Zorn. You have all of Magic Johnson. All of them been to these events. Trey Diggs, movie stars. All of them be there at these events. So it's good to tap in.
For those children.
It is. It is. I'm going to tell you what happened. That was a young kid that wrote me and said, Mr. Doc Lewis, I want to meet my favorite basketball player was Gary Payton. He said, and we had these Special Olympics USA Games in Seattle, Washington, a couple years back. And when I got his letter, I don't like nobody else reading it. I want to read it myself and respond myself. So I did that. And so we reached out to Gary Payton and got to Seattle and got in touch with Gary. And the little gentleman was waiting. His name was Dan, was waiting. And he said, Mr. Doc Lewis, where's Gary Payton? Where's the glove? And I said, turn around. He's right there.
Aww.
So Gary signed everything that he had and brought him some stuff and hanged out with him, you know, the whole day. And that's what makes it so fun, that when you can answer the call.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that you feel like you've actually achieved something and made it real for
Oh,
that
yes.
child.
Because they made it real for me.
Yes.
They made it real for me. When I wanted to meet my favorite star, I met Viola Davis.
Oh my gosh.
I met Charlie Wilson.
Yes.
We met all the Wayans brothers.
Because they made it real
Yeah.
for
I had Marlon on my show.
you.
And, you know, those are major figures, major sports stars and major movie stars.
Yes, and they have influence.
And they have influence. And when they hear your story, sometimes we don't believe they get it on Instagram. We don't believe they get it on Facebook. They do.
They do.
Yeah.
They do indeed. Yes. And so, when you're having these children, do you feel like their parents appreciate it too?
I think their parents do, because their parents will let you know. They let you know. Yeah.
Yes.
They let you know. And they let you know by writing you a letter
Yes.
or seeing you because they want pictures and they want all of that. So they appreciate it.
They're just as shocked as
Yeah.
the child is.
They're shocked when we were sitting in Abu Dhabi and Sam Perkins comes up
Yes.
and say, "Hey man, you made a good shot."
Yes.
That's shot.
And
you
so
know.
you've sent me some pictures of some people that you've been with too,
Yeah,
that you've gotten
yes.
to meet. And I'm sorry, I sent it to the wrong email, or
no
we would
problem.
have them to show.
We've been on the red carpet with so many people, man.
Yes.
So many celebrities.
Yes, and I messed up. I sent it to the wrong email, or you guys
that's
would be
okay.
seeing them right now. I'm so
That-
sorry.
that's okay.
Maybe next time, because I'd
Sure.
love to have you back.
You know, I would be honored to come back.
Yes, and so I was going to ask you another question and I forgot. So
No problem. If you need any information on Doc Lewis, Doc Lewis, www.doclewis.org, and reach out to Tom Summers, CBMC, Christian Businessmen Connects. Take care of all of my needs there. Doc Lewis Facebook, or Doc Lewis Instagram, and you can reach out there. And if you need an email, Doc Lewis, KFSR 90.7 FM at gmail.com. You can reach out to all those social medias to get a hold of me. And if you need a motivational speaker, if you need somebody to sing, I'm the man. I'll come to you, and we'll make it happen. We'll change lives. That's what we do.
that's right. That's right. I believe it. You've changed mine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here
Thank
today.
you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad it finally worked out.
Yes, I'm glad too. It's amazing to be, every time I'm behind the mic or behind the camera, it's always good to
Yes.
make somebody's dream come true.
Oh, yes. It sure is. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And
Thank
we
you.
will go to a commercial break, and we will be right back. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Abel Davidson, and I have Caleb right here. And Caleb is going to introduce us to a product called Kangen Water. And how do you want to get started introducing this product today?
Well, first I'd like to start off and just welcome you guys. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I just want to let you guys know that I first had found out about Kangen Water back in 2012. My father had he had gotten a machine himself, and I knew that there had to have been something special about it. I've heard all these different testimonies and these health testimonies on Kangen Water, and the guy who was getting my dad into Kangen Water had told me and my dad that your son is definitely gonna notice a difference, and I didn't know what to believe at first. We got the machine, we set it up, and I started drinking the water, and within about 1 month, I had really bad asthma, and in about a month I wasn't wheezing anymore, and I was able to start running, and it was just a huge transformation to me. And right then and there, I knew there was something special about this water, and as soon as I noticed those differences, I had to tell everybody. But that was the biggest thing that changed my life when I found out about Kangen Water, and ever since then I've just always had this passion for it, and I just go around spreading the word about Kangen Water and what it's done for me and what I've known it's done for other people as well.
And so, how long has this been around?
This is ionizers such as the Kangen Water machines have been around since the early 1900s.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And so, how long has Kangen Water been around?
Kangen Water has been around since like the 1930s.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this isn't a new product at all. So then, they've been able to outlast a lot of products, then I believe.
Yeah. Actually, this technology was invented in Japan, and that's what really stood out to me, because the Japanese are definitely known for their health and living longer, and part of the reason is they actually use these machines in the hospitals in Japan, and that's what really stands out to me.
Wow. Okay, that shows a lot. And so, what do you have here for me today?
Well,
what do you have?
I had brought the ionizer myself, and the big story was, when I told all my friends that, my dad has a machine and everything, but he wouldn't allow me to take it with me to college, and I said, when I get the money, I'm definitely getting a machine. So I had got their best machine, the K8, and I take it with me to and from college, and I also get these bags from one of the distributors down in LA, and I'm just going to show you guys a little demonstration today and just share a little bit about what the water has done for myself, especially with asthma. And I just want to go into depth and just show you guys how this water hydrates you more than, just bottled water or tap water. And a lot of people aren't, familiar with what is really in their water, and they think all water is the same, but in reality, all water is created unequal.
That's very true. Okay, so do you want to go ahead and do your demonstration right now?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Well,
let's
first
see
I'm
what you
gonna
got.
show you guys. So this is just regular fall water, this Aquafina. Now I'm just gonna pour it in the glass. I got 2 glasses here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a tea bag in each one of these, and you're gonna notice something really dramatic is gonna happen. And this is just a demonstration on how Kangen water actually really penetrates your body and the cells in your body, like more than regular water or even bottled water for that matter. So right here I got some green tea packets, and they're gonna be really easy to see.
You're going to drop them into the water right now?
And I'm gonna mix them around a little bit. And you're gonna notice that the Kangen water, I'm just gonna tap them in there just for a little bit, and then gonna stir them around. And what you're going to notice is, as I stir the tea bags, you're going to notice that the Kangen water is going to start making instant green tea.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And this is just a demonstration that how Kangen water really penetrates your body. And that's what the tea bag is a representation of your body and how well Kangen water penetrates your body. As you can see, the Aquafina is just regular water.
And that's not even hot water.
No, this is just straight cold water.
Oh
And
my gosh.
it's just a huge testimony to me that this isn't just just a fad out there, that people are that it's hard for them to believe, but when you actually really give this a shot and you let it try it for yourself, you really notice a difference.
That's a huge difference right there. That's a huge difference. The one hasn't even changed color at all, and the other one is.
I can mix it around just a little bit, and it's not really going to do anything.
It's not changing at all.
And I can mix this around more, and the more I mix it, the more it starts really turning green.
That's amazing. And so, what other things does it do?
Well, it makes 6 different types of pHs, and the one major one is of course the drinking water, but it also makes beauty water as well for your skin, and it's a skin toner, but it also makes acidic water, which I do distribute to others. I made my own labels here. It's the strong acidic water. I use it as a disinfectant. I also use it as a mouthwash. This is just another testimony of this water and the different types of water it makes. And the strong acidic water I use for sanitizing, I use for open cuts, and for mouthwash and sanitizing my toothbrush. I noticed a huge difference within 2 weeks of using strong acidic water as a mouthwash. My gums no longer bled after brushing my teeth.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty incredible. And so you said you could use it as a mouthwash as well?
Yes, there's no alcohol in it, so it doesn't dry your skin out. And also, I mean, you can use it just practically on anything. Your skin, it helps break down, viruses and bacteria just because of its pH.
So this is just water.
Yes.
And it's just the pH has changed.
Yes.
That's really incredible. And so what is the testimony that you've also heard?
One of the biggest testimonies I've heard was one of the distributors I know back in LA. He had prostate cancer, and these people had come around, these other Kangen water distributors had told him about Kangen water and said, this could definitely help you in your situation. And he just didn't know what to believe, and the doctor said he had about 3 months to live, and he was his wife was pregnant with his kid at the time, and
oh my gosh.
he said, I want to be around for my daughter, and he'd give the water a shot, and just within a few months he had his test back, and his T cell count was fine. He practically has no cancer at all anymore.
Okay, so with this treatment and everything like that, this helped along with that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was just really big to me that it's not just asthma. It's not just eczema. There's just varieties of health issues that just water can solve. And the big thing that people really need to be aware of is that our body is made of 70% water, and
That's right.
and everybody needs water, and we just have to really understand what kind of water are we putting into our bodies.
That's right. Very true. And so right now, with everybody wanting sanitizer and wanting to like sanitize everything in their hands and stuff like that, so this would be a good idea to use on their hands. And so you are actually selling it?
Yes, I am. I'm selling each bottle for $8 a piece, and it lasts as long as you want it to. The main thing I tell people to try it as a mouthwash. I mean, it's great.
Right.
It's great as a sanitizer, and it feels silky on your skin. There's no alcohol, which is huge. It's definitely huge for people who don't want their skin, and their skin is sensitive
Yes.
to alcohol, and that's what's so great about the strong acidic water. And I use it every single day.
That's amazing. Well, you have really clear skin. You said you could use it on your face, and so obviously you do. That's great. And so, what else would you like to share with us?
I just want people to be aware of that there are other options out there for people to stay hydrated, and that I'm more willing to go to other people's homes and do in-house demonstrations and give the water to people because of how much it's affected my life. And I truly believe when people say change your water, change your life, it has really changed my life, and I'm willing to reach out to as many people as possible.
That's right. And so all your contact information is on the bottom of the screen, I believe, and or it will be in a second. And so you have some pictures right now being displayed. And do you want to talk about what that picture is?
The picture that's being displayed is actually the two different types of molecules, and I don't want to get so scientific because I don't want to lose your interest. But basically, what it's showing is that in this demonstration that I showed you, the Kangen water has a smaller, basically smaller water, because the machine splits the water and takes out the lead and chlorine from our water. So the water is going to be actually smaller, making it more absorbable by our cells, and just that's what the picture is basically showing, is just bottled water and regular water has a bigger molecular structure, which is harder for your body to absorb it, as opposed to Kangen water, which is a lot smaller.
So it removes the calcium as well, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, calcium is really not good for your body in such large amounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great to know. And so I'd love to have you come back on the show, and you were going to actually do possibly a demonstration for us. Besides this one, you wanted to actually show us the machine.
Yes, I do love going into other people's homes as well. I'm definitely going to come back on the show again. There's so many other demonstrations I can do, especially with the 11.5, which actually pulls off the pesticides and off of tomatoes, and that's a huge demonstration in and of itself. But I more so wanted people to understand that this water is what it is, and people really need to be aware how they hydrate themselves, especially because it's summer right now.
Oh yes, definitely. And so I look forward to having you back. And so let's see, what picture is this right here?
Now, this is a picture of a 45-year-old female with chronic constipation, and within 3 months of drinking the Kangen water every day, her colon had practically been cleansed. And this is just one of the many testimonies that Kangen water does for people.
Oh, that's incredible. Wow, that is incredible. So you have some pretty good testimonies of what this water can do. I've been drinking it for about a week now, and I can tell you that I feel more energy. And I have an ice machine at home, and I filled up the water into my ice machine, and I love the way it's so crunchy. It definitely has a different taste to it and a different texture. And so I'm going to keep using it, and I'm going to be able to have a testimony here when you come back. So I look forward to having you back, and thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it, Caleb.
Well, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, we will be back next week. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.